Good morning. How you guys doing? This Mike back with the thought of the day on January 27, 2025. First, I want to give honor and praise to the Elohim of Israel for giving me the strength and the wisdom to bring you this message. Then I like to open with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. May your will, not mine, be done. Today, I want to talk about the sudden death and give honor to Yves Terilus, man. I hope I'm saying his last name right because his crossover was that nasty. You know what I mean? He deserved that to have his name mentioned the right way. But I first ran into Yves playing in back in Trent when we had our little traveling team, and we used to play against them a lot in the summertime. And I remember the summer going into his senior year, we ran into Yves, and it was either at the CYO or at the Moody Park League. And the first quarter, he was cooking us. Like, we ain't have nobody that could stay in front of him. His crossover was wicked, and his jump shot was falling off of the crossover. So it was tough. So then, after the first quarter, I was like, listen, man, only way we gonna stop him, we gotta go boxing one. And we got to be able to take the ball out of his hands. You know what I mean? So we went boxing one, and I noticed that the other dudes on the squad didn't have the patience to wait for him to get open so he could really continue to torture. So the boxing one worked. We played them again that summer. So we knew from the rip that time to go boxing one. And I say that to say because when I coached, I was on the bench for Trent High that winter, and we played Nottingham during his senior year. And I remember going to Coach Morrison before the game and telling him, yo, listen, man, this kid is going to get hot. He's going to he's capable of lighting us up. And we need to go boxing one on him. And Coach Morrison ignored me. And while I was sitting on the bench with him, Yves started going to work. And the same thing he was doing before, coming down, crossover, pull up, boom. Coming down, crossover, pull up, boom. Coming down, crossover, pull up, boom. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, coach, we need to go boxing one. And I never forget, Mr. Morrison put his hand up to me. And, I was very young and what's the name and stuff, so I took offense to that. At the end of the game, Yves ended up with 40. He torched us. And that was my last game sitting on the bench coaching because I felt some kind of way about him putting his hand up to me. I'm more mature now, so I probably would look at the situation different, but I just knew what I knew at the time. And when I tell you that dude was killing us, he was killing us. And I know some of the dudes, B. Mill, Marvin Hodge, all of them was on the squad then. It was at Nottingham. I'll never forget that game. And when I tell you he was on fire, he was on fire. That was one of the best CBC displays I seen, which brings me to understand, and I'm part of the issue too. I don't understand why he's not mentioned when we talked about a lot of the top guards to ever come out the county, and I'm part of that problem too because I don't know why I didn't mention them in some of the basketball things I talk about. I think my issue, I always start off with what schools people went to and stuff like that, and he went to Rowan, and that's my ignorance to understand that it's other factors that probably came into play on why he went to Rowan. So I take part of the blame on that of not mentioning him as one of the great guards to ever come out the county. And it's sad that I had to wait for him to pass to even have him in that conversation because it's well deserved because the young brother could get a bucket. He later went on to do some stuff with And1. They was calling him Hannibal Lechner, and he was featured in the Slam magazine, which is that picture that you see next to me on the screen. And he called out Sebastian Telfair in the thing in Slam magazine. You know what I'm saying? Called him out, said he wanted to, in the article, said he wanted to see him head to head. And I would have loved to see that matchup because one thing about Yves, he ain't fear nobody, and he was coming at your neck, and his crossover was like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think that he needs to get more recognition as being one of the better guards in the county. Because when you look at just high school basketball, head to head, it ain't. I mean, he has to be up there. It ain't that many that you could say that was flat out better than him and getting it done. And he got Player of the Year that year. You know what I'm saying? So Come on, he deserved to get his props, and you know what I'm saying. R.I.P. young fella, man. I hope to see you in the kingdom. Because I hope I make it, and I hope to see you in the kingdom, man. R.I.P. Yves, man. Shalom.